All right, our warm up. We're going to look at two different slides, two different pages. Okay, so here's your first one. I want you to try to take a look at. It's solving equations, and I'm kind of just evaluating here how much background you all have. I'm guessing in your Edgenuity and stuff that you finished to move into Math 7, you would have come across these skills. So this is all inverse operations. So to solve an equation, we do the opposite of what it's saying to isolate or to get that variable by itself. So we always kind of look at that variable and we say, how do I get it by itself so I can eventually just say like x equals 20, right? That's my goal. So we're looking at all those variables and saying what's bothering it, what's right next to it that's bothering it is plus 14. So you're doing the opposite operation. You're minusing 14 to keep the equation balanced. The 14s cancel each other out, so you just have x on one side. And then 39 minus 14 gets me 25. So now I know x is 25. And if you're new to this, or if these are fractions of decimals and the answers aren't great, you take that number and you plug it back in. So I can go 25 plus 14. I plug that in for the x. That should equal 39. And when I do, I get 39 equals 39. That tells me, boom, that my answer was correct. Okay? So to jump in number 2, try and get y by itself. What's bothering it is a negative. So you're going to add 17 and add 17. And you're going to get y by itself equals 30. Again, check it to make sure it works if you want to confirm your answer. Here, this is 4 times x. So it's 4 dot x is what's going on there. And whenever a number is right next to a variable, it's multiply. So how do you undo multiplication? What's the opposite? We divide and we divide. Okay, so 4 over 4 is like a big 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1, so I really get 1x. So how many x's did I just write? I wrote 1. I don't put the number 1 there, but it's almost like it exists because 4 divided by 4 is 1. 36 divided by 4 is 9. So we got the answer, x is 9. Test it, 4 times 9, does that equal 36? Yes. Here we have division, and we write this one a little bit differently. So all these equations, we've been working vertically to get a new answer, and we take our operation directly underneath. Multiplication is a little different. What we're going to end up doing is we're going to say multiply by 8 over here, which means we multiply by 8 over here. Again, if I pulled this apart, I'm really going to get 8 over 8 times x. And that 8 over 8 is that big 1, so I get 1x on this side. And over here, I get 4 times 8, I get 32. Okay? Next equation or next slide is almost the same stuff, especially on the bottom. Here, I want you to graph the answer. So these are called inequalities. So we get greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. The last inequality we don't see as much is it doesn't equal sign. So here I graph a number line. I put 0 on the number line. My critical number is 7. And then I say x is less than 7. So I'm going to put an open dot. Hopefully we know that these inequalities here without the line underneath are open dots. And these inequalities with the line means we draw our dot and we include it. That is part of the answer because it can equal that number. So we have an open dot and then we label everything. We make an arrow for everything less than 7. So there are infinite numbers less than 7. The way we show that is we build a number, or we build a number line and we graph it. So here x is greater than or equal to 4, so I put 0. I put 4. It's an inequality with a greater than or equal. So I put a dot, I color it in, and now I indicate everything greater goes this way. Again, infinite amount of numbers greater than 4. Here we don't have x by itself. This is 2 times x. So we divide by 2 and we divide by 2. We get an equation that looks like x is less than 8. So now I can graph 0, I can graph 8, I can put an open dot, I can mark everything less than 8. Here, x isn't by itself, we got a minus 10, so plus 10 here, plus 10 here. X is greater than or equal to 34. So put a 0, put 34 down, put a closed dot, and go everything greater than 34.